And this is another lie. If everyone upgraded like you told them, Cardano would be broken. That's a lie. When the testnet went down was 135, and it wasn't 135.2. Actually, it was broken all the way back with 135. Other people didn't catch it. I guess maybe we knew a little bit more about it. There was no upgrade path there, and the hard fork date got pulled, and we just started looking at it and started working with people. So some of the people started upgrading to 135.2 of their own free will, and it was discovered on mainnet that there was an issue, but that was still under test, and we discovered it as well. Okay, so we both discovered it. Great. But now with 135.3, we're in a position where we have confidence in it. And it is running with about 20% of the nodes on mainnet in a mixed node environment. They're able to communicate with each other. They're able to make blocks. And yeah, 135.3 is going to survive a hard fork on the pre-production. So it'll run. And the code that's already survived a hard fork before on 135 will run. So Cardano would not be broken. But this is the lie that was told. Cardano was broken. Never got broken. Never was even at risk of being broken. Bugs were discovered. Too late in the process for my comfort, but they were discovered. It's that simple. But you've taken a lie and you've absorbed it. There are checks and balances and layers of testing. There are literally thousands of people, from exchanges to stake pool operators to our QA people to the foundation QA people, that every day wake up and get involved in this. And at some point you stumble on something. And every now and then a fuck up happens, as we saw. And you fix it and you move on. But then if you say, well, we need to test, we have to test, you have to say, okay, well, what are we going to test? And that was that dialogue. Don't you see? That's the system working. It doesn't work. You start the dialogue, and what happens? They start saying, well, actually, maybe this test scenario needs to be done. This test scenario needs to be done. Some people are saying, resurrect the testnet. Well, it's broken right now, 135.2. Doesn't work. Yeah, maybe we can find a way to patchwork, get it working again, but what real material value does that provide to getting us to our goal, which is getting Vossel out? It won't give us any more assurance in the software, will it? No. It will just maybe recover some of that history. And that's a parallel effort that should be explored, but for different reasons. Disaster recovery, mitigation of damage, these types of things, better tooling, better discussions about how to spin up test nets. But with the pre-production plan, the thing we outlined and all the communication, you can achieve the same ends of testing a mixed node environment and all kinds of things and demonstrating functionality works. You know, it's that simple. Now, is it perfect? No. But that's the nature of software development. That's the nature of these types of things. And that's the nature of having checks and balances. But you see, you say that, and you don't really know the core of that. That's the issue. You know, and do we have egg on our face? Sure. We wrote the software. So by definition, we're at fault. It's that simple. Buck stops there. Do we fix it? Yeah. Okay. It's not the first bug. Cardano's had dozens of really intricate, unique, weird bugs that could have become very problematic had they persisted. By the way, Bitcoin did too. There was an inflation bug in Bitcoin that would allow you to create Bitcoin out of thin air. Billions of them. Google Bitcoin inflation bug. Happens. You fix it, you move on, and you mitigate the damage. And that's what's been done. And now that dialogue's happening. More testing is being done. And at some point, we'll hit that magic 75% number. Maybe soon, maybe long, because it depends on people's testing preferences. But we'll hit it. And then the countdown begins. And the HFC event is triggered. And we move post-Vassal. And we go to the next horizon. Now, after that, big post-mortem. We'll talk about why did this slip through and where did the communication break down and these types of things and how do we do better? And then moving forward, certain things will be made more explicit, including the stage upgrade process. And we'll tighten up communication with certain core constituencies. I fully agree it wasn't optimal. That's fine. But the solution is you make it better and you work together in channels, not apart in channels. Why weren't we there in that conversation, that dialogue? because it served no purpose for the narrative that wanted to be there. We'd have been happy to be there, but we weren't. And it caused damage. That's the umbrage. And that's the thing. That's what you have to think about.